and welcome to Inline Plus. Today, as we continue our visit to Adelaide, we visit a training event at Rockabellas roller derby. First up, we talk to Teegan, then we'll talk to a few of the skaters from the league. Hi, we're here with Teegan, who's the head league trainer for the roller derby league. But in the roller derby world, you've all got alter egos, so what's yours?
Mine's Miss Teak, taken from the X-Men, but everyone knows me as Miss T, so I just wanted to use my name in something.
So what location are we in at the moment, and what other locations do you train at?
Today we are at Noarlunga's location, so this is Noarlunga Leisure Centre, and we also train in Gawler at Gawler Rec Centre and Mount Barker at Cornerstone and the Rec Centre at the Adelaide Hills Rec Centre.
Okay, so this league's quite an interesting league, isn't it? Because you've got a mixture of girls and boys and men and women all tied in together in this league.
Yes, we do. We cater to all the juniors that would like to skate, and we also cater to men and women because we want to be a inclusive roller derby league.
And that's sometimes a rare thing in roller derby, or is it gradually going that way?
It's gradually going that way. They still have leagues here that are solely for women. There's 2 leagues that do that, and then we have 2 leagues in Adelaide that are mixed gender.
So what are you doing with the juniors in the league at the moment?
So last year our juniors were really small, so we would have games where we would just do 5-a-side, or maybe it was 5 and someone else would fill in. But this year we've really boosted our juniors, and we're able to do 2 teams now. We don't have all our juniors tonight, but we generally can get up to more than 10 a team now. So that's been a massive growth for our juniors, and it's all venues now. Before it was at everyone was pretty much from Mount Barker, but we've now grown our juniors at here, Noarlunga and at Gawler.
So this night is a reasonably special night, isn't it? Because you've actually got most of the league together tonight?
Yes, we do. We have our main bout next week, so we always scrim the weekend before. And this is where the 2 teams get to practice that are going to play against each other next week.
So how are the senior teams going compared to last year?
So last year we had Noarlunga, who is a growing team, and compared to last year they've built on their members, and they've got a bigger member base, and they're still growing. So we've got 2 newbies out here tonight that are watching. They only came out last night for their first training session, so this is their first time seeing our scrim, and we have Mount Barker, who have now got full capacity team, which wasn't like that last year, wasn't like that at the beginning of the year. They've just grown that in the mid this year. And Gawler, they've now got a steady growth of a full team, as well as officials, and that's NSOs and refs, so it's been great.
So you're gradually getting to the point where you'll be able to have a mini competition between all of the centres almost?
Oh, we do. Yeah, well, we do have a competition between them, but like, say, with Prims, because they're not at capacity yet, some players will fill in for them. But once they hit that capacity point and they have the experience in the team, they'll just be there holding their own. So
you've got some provisions for new recruits coming up. What's the terminology for new recruits, and what are you doing with them?
So the terminology for our new recruits is called fresh meat. So they start off in raw meat if they've never skated before, so they're like learning to be on skates, and then they'll progress to fresh meat, and that's a 10-week program. We do currently have a rolling intake for Noarlunga, so they're currently taking new skaters as fresh meat, but we're going to, at the end of our season, have a program from October to December catering for all new skaters.
Okay. So who can be a member of the league?
Anyone can be a member of the league, so the juniors take from 8 years to 18, and then for the seniors we start at 18, and any age can come in here and give it a go.
So there's basically no limit as long as they can roll around, pretty much.
Yeah, and they're ready to play hard on the track. Yeah, definitely.
Take a few hard knocks.
Yeah, that's right. You fall down, you get back up and go again.
Yeah. So you've got various training meets during the week in the league. So what are the aims and objectives with that?
So each venue train twice a week, and we pretty much train every day of the week other than a Friday and a Saturday. But we are at this stage training Friday nights as well, because we have our travel team ready to go interstate to Melbourne for a tournament.
So you'll be heading our way to Victoria very shortly.
Yes, we will. We'll be going to Keysborough, if that's how you, near Dandenong.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, so we'll be going there for the United Roller Derby playoffs, and teams from around Australia will be going there for a mixed league tournament.
Okay, so you've got a Carnivale coming up for the juniors. Can you tell us what that's about?
So all juniors around Australia are coming together in September for a weekend of derby. So they'll do a boot camp where they'll all get to train together and learn new skills, and then they'll have mixed games where they get to be different teams like day and night and stuff like that, and then they'll have more games on the Sunday as well. So they'll be in their own teams and play against other states.
So that's obviously a big thing for the juniors. How do they usually feel about getting into that event?
So we've had a few players that have played before, like in 2017, and we have a lot of new players. It's going to be their first tournament, so I don't know how they're going to feel. I guess they're going to be really excited, and they're going to learn lots and have lots of fun and meet new people.
So a lot of your skaters here are busy training for the Great Southern Slam, apparently.
Oh, so we haven't started training for that yet. We are working with URDP first, and then we're looking at 2 different events to lead up to TGSS next year. It will be our 3rd year entering TGSS. It's all a learning process and lots of fun. There's a lot of skilled teams that come across to play against, and it's always fun to be able to play against them.
So thanks, Teegan, for your time and explaining to us and inviting us out to the Roller Derby League tonight, and best of luck with all your ambitions for the future for the league.
Thank you. We really appreciate you coming out here. Everyone's was really excited that you're coming, and it gives exposure to our league in our regional areas that we are from. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course this is going to Melbourne and hopefully Perth as well, so that'll introduce your league to a few of those viewers as well.
It will, and it would be great because when people say the Rockabellas, it doesn't really say where we're from, so now everyone will know we're from Adelaide, so it'll be nice.
Okay, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, we talk to Rachel about her experiences in roller derby. Northern Access Television will turn 30 in 2020. We are planning a celebration night with a book and a special TV show about our history. If you're a past member or a volunteer of NAT, we would love to hear from you. For more details, visit the website nat30years.info and find out how you can help celebrate 30 years of media for the community. The 30th anniversary of Northern Access Television. Let's celebrate in 2020.
Hi, we've got Rachel here, who's the officials representative for the Roller Derby League here. And what's your alter ego in the Roller Derby world?
My derby name is Passion Fingers.
And you play in your ref as well?
I sure do. I play for our Gawler team, and I am usually a referee, but at the moment, non-skating official.
So what are the goals you've got for your officials here in the Roller Derby League?
So 2019 has been a big year for Titans for building our referees and officials, as the amount of officials within South Australia for roller derby is quite lacking. We have a goal to eventually become self-sufficient and be able to manage a game without needing other officials. At this stage we're not quite there, but we definitely are building our skills, and everyone's learning all the roles really, really well.
So we should point out that you've mentioned the name Titans there. That's the name of the refs and the officials team for the league?
Yeah, so within Rockabellas we have our officials team, which is called Titans, and that includes our refs and our non-skating officials as well.
So if anyone's taking up skating and they're thinking of a possible role in skating, you've got some room here for them.
Of course, we always have room for people to come and learn our official roles. We take juniors from as young as 10 years old that can learn the rules of reffing, and as long as they can work out our official paperwork, we'll teach them all they need to know, and we'll give them plenty of practice like at our scrimmages tonight.
So you've also got non-skating officials, haven't you? So you don't necessarily have to skate to be an official.
Absolutely not. We have plenty of roles that we have that don't require skates, just requires a bit of paperwork and watching the game and learning the game as well.
So what are some of the challenges you face as a ref?
Some of the challenges can be obviously you're calling penalties on the skaters, and sometimes this can upset them if they disagree. However, we have a policy against no back chatting with our refs. If they see it, they call it, and that's pretty much how we do it.
So we're here at a scrimmage tonight. This is where you rehearse your gameplay and that sort of thing, but it's pretty close to gameplay, isn't it?
It is pretty close to gameplay. There's a few things like we don't have our rope track laid. However, other than that, it is played as a game. We have all our learning officials. They are shadowing roles. We have someone experienced in the roles and then the people learning those roles to teach them. We have every senior here tonight at the moment is actually learning an official role while our juniors play. And then when our seniors are playing, we have our juniors step in and start to learn some roles as well.
So to the uninitiated, it can seem rather confusing what roller derby's about. What's the basic premise of the game, and how does the points accumulate and that sort of thing?
So roller derby can be really confusing to someone watching from the outside who doesn't actually know the rules. But basically, each team has 5 players on track. There are 4 blockers and one's a jammer, and they have a star on their head. So the jammer is the person who scores the points for their team, and to gain points they have to pass the hips of blockers on the opposing team.
So that's where a lot of the skill comes into the game then, with the scoring.
It sure is. So a lot of people think derby can just be hitting each other, but you do need to have that skill and knowledge behind you to know how to hit properly and how to watch the gameplay to know how to get through the pack.
So thanks, Rachel, for your time in explaining to us the role of the officials, and best of luck with the future of the league.
No worries, thank you very much.
Hi, we're here with Teegan and Allegra, and but that's not what you're known as in the derby world, is it? What's your derby name here?
My name is Katniss Everdoom, and people call me Kat for short.
So you've even got nicknames for the nickname here.
Yep, definitely.
And what's your derby name here?
My derby name's Rainbow Crash, but people call me Rainbow.
So it must get confusing having 2 or 3 different names sometimes, does it?
Yeah, sometimes.
And what location are you from, and how long have you been playing roller derby with the club?
I've been playing for 4 years or so, and we come from Mount Barker.
Okay, and how long have you been playing, and where are you from?
I'm also from Mount Barker, and I've been playing for 4 years.
So you've been playing a pretty similar amount of time? Yeah. What do you enjoy about roller derby?
I enjoy all the hits and like the speed and action and stuff.
So does it get pretty physical, doesn't it, this game? So you enjoy knocking people around a bit?
Yeah, definitely.
How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what team have you been in so far? And I hear that some exciting things are going to happen to the team rebranding soon.
Right now we are known as the Ravens. We train with the Rockabellas, which is our seniors group, and we're changing our name and our logo, so that's going to be exciting to figure out.
So by the time this goes to air, you'll probably find out what the new name is, but unfortunately we just can't tell you right now. And you're in the same team, of course, so yeah.
Yeah.
So we know you have girls' teams. Do you have boys' teams in this league as well?
We work together, so there are some boys in our team at the moment, about 3 or 4 or something. A few have left, but it's normally both. You can play both.
So do you play together, or do you have to play separately?
We can play together.
So boys and girls play together. So do you have any heroes among the club members? Do you like anyone that you like to be like?
Well, I like to just be like anyone above me, like in states or in a different older group that's a bit more experienced.
So what's your favourite position when you're playing?
I don't mind blocker or jammer.
So you do those pretty well?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your favourite position out on the track?
Probably jamming.
So you like knocking into them and getting the points?
Yeah.
And who's your hero in the club, do you reckon?
Probably all the seniors.
All the seniors there. So you just want to be like them one day and get into the seniors club? Okay, thanks for having a chat to us, and best of luck with your ambitions with roller derby, and we hope you go well.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, Dennis will discuss his time in roller derby.
Hi, we're here with Dennis, who's one of the male players in the league, and you've all got alter egos, so what's yours?
Mine's Beef Supreme.
And what team are you in the league?
I play for the Doomsday Rollers.
Okay, so how long have you been playing derby with the league?
This is my second season.
So you're fairly new at it?
Yeah, very new at derby, but I skated a lot when I was younger, so that helps.
So did you have to take it up again as an adult, or did you have a gap between being a kid skating and coming back as an adult, or?
Yeah, I did. I skated recreationally for a couple of years, or probably 2 years before I joined derby.
So you've had a little bit of rolling around just to get used to it before you took up the derby?
Yeah, a bit of low impact exercise.
So you've got a special event you're training for. What's that?
The United Roller Derby playoffs in Victoria.
So you'll be heading our way across to Victoria?
Yep, looking forward to it.
Okay, so when are you due to head over to Victoria?
It's the end of August.
End of August?
Yeah, it's Father's Day weekend.
Well, that's a little bit unfortunate, but sometimes you have to make sacrifices with sport, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So who are some of your heroes among the members of the league?
In the league, probably Night Owl. He's one of the other male skaters. He's really good. So at training, we push each other pretty hard.
So he's your main rival or your main friend?
Well, main friend on the track, but main rival at training.
Okay, so you're on separate sides?
No, we play on the same team, but when we train, we play against each other. We train against each other a bit.
Okay, I understand that.
Exercises.
Yeah, I understand. So when you're doing your training, you split up into two different groups?
Yeah, normally. Depends on what the drill is. Some of the drills we split up. And
so he can be your friend and your rival at the same time?
Yeah.
So that's one of the male skaters, your friend and your rival there. So have you got any of the female skaters that you particularly look up to in the league?
Yeah, I do. There's one called Ludacris. She plays for the Toxic Cherries up at Mount Barker. And she's got fantastic footwork. It's very precise and accurate.
So who are your main rivals in the league?
Player-wise or team-wise?
Probably a little bit of both.
Probably the Toxic Cherries are the main rivals at the moment. And like I said, Ludacris, Black Belter, and there's a few others in the Toxic Cherries that give me a hard time on track.
So one of the unique features of your league is both that you've got boys and girls and men and women, of course. We've already mentioned that. But one of the other aspects is that you're out on the fringe areas of Adelaide, I believe.
Yeah, we are. We sort of cater to the fringe area of Adelaide. So we have a team at Gawler, which is the Doomsday Rollers, and we have the Toxic Cherries at Mount Barker, and the southern team is the Prim Reapers at Noarlunga, which is where we are today.
So that means sometimes you've probably got a lot of travelling in this league, have you?
Yeah, we do have a lot of travelling, but, you know, we do it for the love of the sport, and, yeah.
Okay, so thanks very much for your time here, and best of luck with your upcoming tournament, and hope you do well in the future.
Yeah, I hope so too. We're looking forward to it. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this visit to Rockabellas Roller Derby. We will be back next week with another Adelaide episode. Until then, bye for now.
Get active, get social, get on a roll. For more info, visit skateaustralia.org.au.
Next week on Inline Plus, we talk to Skate South Australia about the successes and challenges of running roller sports events in South Australia. And don't forget, if you're interested in being part of our future shows, you can visit us online at inlineplus.net for details.